Dun 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 dun. Let's go, yo. Dun 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 dun. We are here for some peak. We are here for some peak. Good day, yo. I feel like my voice is already gone, so I apologize in advance. If my voice goes out, man. It's been a crazy day. I've actually been recording for a good part of today, man. Pirate Warriors stuff for tomorrow, where I hope to get up by tomorrow. That was so much fun, bro. And then, of course, the live action stuff. But then even outside of that, my Eagles about to catch this W. The Final Fantasy VII Remake, Spider-Man, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. It's been a great day, man. It's been a great day, y'all. Yo, please let me know if my audio is good, because we're ready to cook. We are ready to cook, man. I am so excited for this week's chapter. So hyped. Let me go ahead and hit this right here. Make sure. Audio Apu, Lazy Mofos, as always, my boy got me. Herlock Sholmes, welcome to the Kingdom of Santa Hats. I appreciate you, Herlock Sholmes. Thank you so much. Thank you. J. Manuel RM comes in with a 2 and says, second season. Let's go. I'm so happy for Oda Sensei. Me too, bro. Like, I'm so happy for Oda, because they've all poured their hearts and souls into this entire project. And to see it be as successful as it is, it brings me nothing but endless happiness. It really, really does. It really does. So, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what's about to be in store for me, man. This was one of those weeks to where it was so hectic that I didn't get to see any messages or anything until today for like the live action stuff. So I don't know if people were like spamming me to get off social media. I don't know if like nothing, right? Obviously still 100% spoiler free. So I'm really scared for this one, because in my heart of hearts, the only thing I want to do is continue where we left off in the last chapter. But I have no idea if that's about to be the case. So it's like, man, what's about to happen? And so I appreciate y'all. Whoa! If it isn't the God Hand of Finance. Holy sweet mother of Flagnards. Ali G, never missing a stream. The Minister of Finance strikes once again. Holy sweet mother of Flagnards. Ali G, man, like I tell you every single week, I truly hope that you are not breaking the bank account for this, man, because this is insane. This is actually insane, bro. I don't know if you're actually a member of the Gorosei, but this is crazy, brother. This is actually insane, man. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you, Ali G. Every single week you leave me floored. Every week you leave me floored, man. Ali G comes in with 20 gifted memberships to the channel, and then proceeds to gift another 20 memberships to the channel. Sweet mother of Flagnards, Ali G, man. You are insane. Thank you so much for that. I have no words. I have no words for your immense support, man. Seriously, dude. Nothing but love to you, to the Minister of Finance of the King Recon channel. Jesus Vermillion. Membership for 10 months, Jesus, bro. We've been here for a minute, man. I'm excited to see this reaction. Almost a year. For almost a year's for memberships, man. It's wild, brother. It's wild. So dope. Appreciate you, Jesus. Thank you so much for being here. Ali G comes in with a 10 and says, I'll be in Japan for the next 2 weeks. What do you want, coach? Not the what do you want. I want you to have a good time, Ali G. I want you to have a good time. That is what I want you to have, man. I want you to have a good time, an extremely memorable experience, and go up earn like swimmer. That's what I want. I want you to splurge on anything and everything that you want, man. But if you are on the street and you happen to see a Kuro no Kiseki or Trails or One Piece poster, you send that my way. You send that my way. Alright? You take a picture of it and you send that my way, Ali G. I'll be cool forever. I'll be cool forever. But on a serious note, I really hope that you have a good time over there in Japan, man. That is awesome. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. Definitely not only enjoy that, but also if you get any One Piece stuff over there, let us know what you end up picking up, man. That's super, super cool. Nothing but love to you, Ali G, man. Seriously, thank you. Thank you very much. And then Recon comes in and gives 5 memberships to the channel, my boy. Yo! Recon coming in strong. Ali G coming in strong. Nothing but love to y'all, man. Recon, thank you so much, brother. I truly, truly appreciate you. And listen, man, anywhere where Recon is, I know some masterful theories are on the horizon. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we're about to get ourselves into. So, Recon, nothing but love to you. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get right into the greatness. Oh, one more. Partha Vadlamani comes in and joins in the Kingdom of Awesome Sauce. I appreciate you, Partha Vadlamani. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Now, let's get into this week's chapter. So, let me go ahead and put up the poll as we do every week. Alright. We'll do that. And let me go get my laptop. I will be right back. It's fully charged today. Oh, Lord. Okay. By the way, for anyone that's watching this in the future, I apologize for YouTube's recent thing. Apparently, from what I'm being told at least, there's a lot of individuals that have not been able to catch either any of the streams or watch the VODs because they just can't find it. And so, I apologize to y'all, man. I wish I could do something more. If I was in charge of this whole YouTube thing, I would make sure that these things would be seen. You know what I mean? If one of my content creators has stuff that they are putting out that people are looking forward to, and they can't receive it, and it's on the platform, not the creator, what are we doing wrong? You know what I mean? And so I apologize. I wish I could do something about it, where whenever a chapter reaction doesn't show up, right? I don't know. I don't know what to like make of that. I don't know why that's doing that. So I hope they fix that soon. Hopefully with an update or something, because that's just it sucks. It really, really sucks. But I really, really hope that we're able to fix that as soon as possible, for sure. Dang, bro, we are split down the middle in the title this week. Wow, that's actually wild. No skipping title, dude. This is the first time it's ever been like this. This is literally what it's never been this close. It's never been this close. Oh my gosh, man. Good Lord. Alright. Now I don't know what to do. Winning right now. Oh wow, no, it's super close now. No, it's going, bro. It's going back and forth. It's literally yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. They're tied. They're tied at 50. What am I supposed to? Now no is winning. Now no is winning. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Super Elytrion comes in with a 2 and says, do a community post with a direct link to the VOD. Yeah, that actually does not sound like a bad idea. Do a community post, direct link to the VOD. Yeah. That's honestly the best case scenario. Or not the best case scenario, the best thing to do. Super Elytrion, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Thank you for that. That's great advice. Dang, bro. Yo, skip the time. It went from being yes 55% to now no 53%. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my intro. And then after I do my intro, we're going to figure this out. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today on this wonderful day. On a day when Ichiro Oda decided that we were going to get our beloved Season 2 of the live-action adaptation greenlit. It just so happened to be on the same day as Chapter Day, which was also the same day as a mini E3 in a Nintendo Direct that brought us Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door HD, and a PlayStation State of Play that gave us Spider-Man greatness, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that looks like it's going to be life-changing. And in that very same day, we also got Pirate Warriors 4 DLC with Gear 5 Luffy, which is fantastic, Yamato, which is fantastic, and Kaido, Hybrid Form Kaido, which is also fantastic. But at the end of the day, not only do I see Jalen Hurts walking onto the field right now with Devontae Smith as he is about to shake the hands of Kirk Cousins, because we just won and are now 2-0. Coming off a very short week in which we only had 3 days of rest. And I can't stop smiling because Eagles football is back. And I'm going to enjoy this smile until I go back to being a Manchester United fan on Sunday. And so while my sports teams make me happy, I'm going to be here. And we're going to be in good spirits, alright? Good spirits. And so at the end of the day, after Eagles football, what is waiting for me? What is waiting for all of us? Why, it's the only thing that could surpass each and everything that I just mentioned to y'all. It is us in the middle of that egghead greatness, coming off of one of the most hype chapters that we have received in a year filled with hype chapters, where we get this man Zoro pulling up on Robert D, followed by a sequence of Mugiwara no Luffy going in and kicking Kizaru. Are you kidding me? Emperor Admiral greatness. And all I want is for this week to continue that. Please, please, let's get some heat. Let's get some peak. Because we are here for the series that represents the universal language. The series that goes up in Lexumor because it most certainly is the best-selling manga in history. And we are out here going strong. And you better believe we're only going to be getting even stronger. More people getting into it through the live action. More people getting into it after the Gear 5 stuff. More people getting into it knowing that we're about to enter or we're already in the final saga, but the anime is about to enter the final saga. And all we know is that Superman right now, he is at the throne, but not for long. Not for long. We coming for that thing. We're about to enter like Sabo in the middle of that instant messenger Sama Gorosei-filled room. And we're taking that junk over. Because we're going in. And we are all going in there like Swimmer like no other. And an arc that has been treating us week in and week out in what has been one of the greatest weekly experiences of all time in this Egghead Island greatness. We are here today to read the latest installment, chapter 1092 of that One Piece. I love you, Oda, but if we go outside of Egghead, if it's not Dragon, if it's not Mihawk, if it's not Shanks, I do not want to get out of Egghead. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. Leave me here. Leave me here. And so we are here for the One Piece greatness. I'm ready, man. Let's go. Let's go, boy. It's finally time. What is it now? 53% skip the title? No, 53% no skipping the title. So it looks like we may not be skipping the title this week. We may not be skipping the title this week. All right. Here we go. It's too even. We're doing a coin flip. Let's do a coin flip. Let's do a coin flip. Let me see. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to leave this up to for any Trails fans in the chat. We're doing this Van Arkwright style. All right? So here we go. Flip of the coin. Heads, we read the title. Tails, we skip the title. Alright? Heads, we read the title. Tails, we skip the title. Here we go. The flag marks, where'd it go? Where did the coin go? Where'd it go? Yo! Dog, my coin disappeared! Did it get eaten? Where's it at? Dude, this thing is gone! It's completely gone, bro! Well, there goes our chance at doing over a coin flip. Oh, God. Are you kidding me? Where's the coin, dude? Bro, I had one job, and I can't even do that right. I had one job. Dog, where in the world did the coin go? Alright, we're getting another coin. Alright, here we go. If I lose this coin, I don't even know if I should read the chapter. I don't know if I'm worthy of reading the chapter. So here we go. Heads, we're reading the title. Tails, we're skipping the title. Here we go. It's in my hand. I'm gonna open my eyes. It's heads. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's heads. We gotta read the title, y'all. I apologize. Coin flip says we gotta read the title. We've gotta read the title. In thing with the poll, we have to read the title. We are reading the title this week, as told by the poll and by the thingamahoo, the coin flip. I can't believe I lost my coin the first time. What are the odds of that? That has never happened before. So, it looks like the poll has won. And we are not skipping the title. So, let's go ahead and click on the thingamahoo. Where's One Piece? One Piece chapter 1092. Here we go, y'all. Good Lord Almighty. What in the world could a title be for something this sweaty? Here we go. I see the logo. Chapter 1092. Tyrant Kuma's rampage through the... Yo, if we ain't going down, if I don't see Emu getting pulled up with a... Oh, man. Bro, Kuma better be pulled up. Pants all the way up here. That must have... Where Emu at? Where he at? Yo! This man Kuma better be just like this. Glasses off. Yo! In darkness. Talking about some, where is Emu? Where he at? Where's he at? Let's go. I'm ready, man. Oh, I'm ready, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, yo. Tyrant Kuma's rampage through the Holy Land. Bro, let this man's consciousness come back. And allow this to come into fruition. Please. Please. Yo. We even see Jinbei on the cover. This is how I know it's going to be a peak chapter. That is how I know it's going to be a peak chapter, man. Cover request by Kata Hajime. Jinbei swimming with the aid of massive remoras that are trying to cozy up to him. This is a really nice cover page. I like this a lot. But let's go, Kuma! Hold on, man. No Oda note either? No Oda note. One day ago at the Mighty Jaw. We're going right into it. Forget what I said. You know, last chapter I said if the next chapter doesn't start off with Luffy Kizaru, I'm turning it off. No, this is interesting. This is interesting. My bad. I should have added Kuma to the list. This is interesting. One day ago at Marijoa, Kuma managed to climb all the way up. Excuse me, the invincible slave has returned. The invincible slave? I beg your pardon? Soldiers, stop him. They're still calling this man the invincible slave? This man just recently escaped. Bunch of sickos, man. Soldiers, stop him. He's back up here. He managed to climb all the way up the red line and is now in front of Pangaea Castle. He's in front of Pangaea Castle. He's too much. And here we see the soldiers as they have Kuma chained up here. Kuma, man. Kuma, bro. He's huffing. He's trying to go somewhere. And he's just not stopping. He's following that order to the bitter end, brother. To the bitter end, man. Kuma managed to climb all the way up. He's up here. You see the chains just getting tugged around his chest, and he's trying to go somewhere, and this is what he's been attempting to do this entire time. As we cut back to Kuma, and we see all of the damage that he's taken while attempting to get to this point. Obviously, whenever we saw him climbing up the red line, we saw all of the different attacks and weapons that were being aimed at him, and people were shooting at him like They did not want this man to reach where he is right now, but even then, he's still not stopping. Chained up by multiple. Look at this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these soldiers that are attempting to chain him, but they can't do it. He just won't stop moving. Oh man, dude, what are we about to see? Ursus. He delivers an Ursus shock that looks like it bends the entirety of Pangaea Castle. Look at Pangaea Castle on this page. It looks like Pangaea Castle is bending to the left as this massive explosion takes place in the middle of the page. This is a massive Ursus shock, bro. Massive Ursus shock. He's huffing. We see a dark silhouette. What do you think you're doing? He's kneeling down on one knee? Or is this what Kuma came here for? We see him kneeling down on one knee, but no, he's probably doing it out of exhaustion. Because at first, I was like, maybe this is the individual that he came here to see. But in actuality, he might actually just be kneeling out of exhaustion after releasing that Ursus shock. At least that's what I'm thinking. What do you think you're doing? Picking up where the Revolutionary Army left off
And we see this classic Oda silhouette right here in the... What in the flag nerds is that? I can't even make out what that is. So here we see Kuma on the left. Is that a Kainu? What in all of the flag nards? So we have the OG admirals. Kuzan, Kizaru, and Akainu? Akainu pulled up to the mighty Joa? The damage you've done here is unprecedented, Kuma. He's here! The Clifford! The big red dog! This man Akainu pulled up to the mighty Joa to deliver justice himself. Yo, the 3 OG admirals are moving different right now. They are moving different, bro. These individuals are moving completely different. Fleet Admiral Sakazuki. You have an individual right here showing his face through the cracks in the mask. Somebody steps on his head. That's gotta be a Celestial Dragon. You miserable excuse for a guard. It is a Celestial Dragon. Akainu, I wanted lobster for dinner last night, and they told me it was out of stock. This man Akainu is trying to box an intruder who is coming into the Holy Land. And these dudes aren't stressing Kuma. They aren't stressing any situation at hand. My brother is stressing lobster. He's stressing the fact he ate his fish. What is it with the Celestial Dragons and eating fish? What is their obsession with fish, man? Akainu, I wanted lobster for dinner last night, and they told me it was out of stock. Ew, that sounds like a line straight out of Reservoir Dogs. That sounds like something out of a Tarantino film. I wanted lobster for dinner last night, and they told me it was out of stock. That's hilarious, Heike. That's actually hilarious. This has never happened before. How could you let the food supply of Marijoa dwindle? Oh, the food supply thing that Sabo and Dragon were talking about. Never mind that, you've allowed someone to hurt us. Oh, I took that as a comedic panel, but in actuality, that's leading into where we left off with Sabo and Dragon last time. So the food supply in the Marijoa is dwindling. Never mind that, you've allowed someone to hurt us. Hurry and defeat Kuma the Tyrant. Execute that lowly slave. And they all have their hands in the air like, yeah, execute him. Bunch of sickos, man. What is going to be your answer, Akainu? What is going to be your answer, Sakazuki? You've allowed someone to hurt us. Sakazuki, well, Kuma, if we can't control you, this is it. And he's bzzzt, bzzzt. Man. Wow. The amount of love the Admirals have received lately. Across the board. In terms of their characters. Akainu having to do something that maybe he does not want to do. Now, granted, we've seen him being a ruthless individual in the past, but just look at the way he's saying this. Well, Kuma, if we can't control you, this is it. We can't allow, and we see the magma coming out of his fist, dangerous men like you to run wild. Your personality was supposed to have been erased years ago. Where in the world could a walking corpse like you have to go? Man, you could just hear Akainu's Japanese voice actor yelling that, dude. Your personality was supposed to have been erased years ago. Are we about to get the Kuma flashback? Your personality was supposed to have been erased years ago. Where in the world could a walking corpse like you have to go? Kuma flashback time? Kuma flashback time? No, they're boxing. They're boxing. They're boxing. Hellhound goes in. He's the one we did to Whitebeard. Akainu goes in and deletes a portion of Kuma's face. Man, but it's like Akainu can't help but have the same questions that we do. Like, where could someone like this want to go? Where could someone like this be confronted with so many different things and still endlessly want to make it to a certain point? Like, what is causing such a thing? Hellhound goes in, hits him with a Whitebeard attack. Half his face melted off, similar to Whitebeard. Wow, man, look at this panel. Seems you do still have blood pumping in those veins. Ah, yes. You see it right there. Never mind what I said earlier about Akainu. This man is a savage. He's a menace. He's a menace. Seems you do still have blood pumping in those veins. Goes in, flashes behind him. Hold it, Kuma. Kuma's still running. What is he running towards, bro? What in all of the Flagnards is he running towards? What? Akainu's in front of him and he's like, I don't care, I gotta fulfill my mission. He's huffing magma. What happened? We see a pop. Who did he pop? Did he pop Akainu? Did he pop himself? So, following the sequence of panels, Sakazuki comes in, fires magma. We see that it hits Kuma in the legs. Goes to his feet. His feet are covered in magma. He huffs in pain. Pop. Did he pop himself? Akainu? It doesn't matter how much you cry about it. Kuma's consciousness will never return. The Bonnie thing from post-Marineford! We have wanted an answer for this for so long! At least I know I have, brother. He volunteered to be reborn as a weapon. It doesn't matter how much you cry about it, Kuma's consciousness will never return. He volunteered to be reborn as a weapon. Liar, he'd never offer himself up. He'd never. Akainu, where did Kuma go? He'd never leave me behind. And of course, that's still Jewelry Bonnie screaming. So she's not believing that Kuma would ever offer himself up like that. You let him escape, and you have the gall to call yourself Fleet Admiral? This is so awesome, man. All of the three, Kuzan, Kizaru, and Sakazuki, exercising their senses of justice in their particular sections of the story. We love to see it, man. He lets him go. And you have the gall to call yourself a Fleet Admiral? Where could you be going? So Kuma bopped himself. You've lost your will, your mind, everything. You're just a damn puppet now. And you have Sakazuki sitting here, the Admiral coat swinging in the wind as he looks up towards the sky. What a phenomenal start to this chapter, man. Oh my goodness. Egghead! Let's go. Alright, hold on. Before we go to Egghead, hold on. I have some thoughts. So Kuma pops himself and is now going where? Is he going to attempt to go to Egghead? The problem with going to Egghead is, doesn't that take quite some time? But it says that was technically yesterday. So if that was yesterday, does he show up in Egghead then? Because that was 1 day ago. He volunteered to be reborn as a weapon. Larry, he'd never offer himself up. He'd never leave it behind. I kind of wonder Kuma go. You let him escape and you have the gall to carry yourself, fleet admiral. Where could you be going? You've lost your will, your mind, everything. You're just a puppet now. What a couple of the last few amazing lines. I just have to say, I love the connection that we've had with all of the admirals throughout the course of this final saga so far. It's been super cool. Super cool how we're seeing them, even in front of their authoritative figures, right? Like Kizaru with Garcia Saturn, and Sakazuki here with the Celestial Dragons, right? The individuals that they're supposed to be protecting. And we just see the way that even somebody like Akainu is doing his thing in the face of the Celestial Dragons. I just think that's so cool. So cool, man. But now let's cut over to Egghead. Come on, brother. I just want to say Luffy and Kizaru boxing. Boxing! Destroy the weaponized sea beasts. Come on, I got my emotional stuff out of the way. I'm here. I got my storytelling. I'm good. Let me see hands. Let me see hands, bro. Let me see them boxing. I'm boxing! Pacifista fires at a weaponized sea beast. We see some weaponized sea beasts hitting the floor. We've made landfall at the Fabrio Stratum. Proceed with the occupation of the island. Admiral Kizaru has gone ahead to infiltrate. Let me see. So we see some of the Marines as they're pulling up here towards the what's left of Egghead. The Labo Stratum above the clouds. It's clear you really are. Let's go! Hold up, bro. He's already in Gear 4. Are you hearing me? Are you listening to me? We ain't playing games. Admiral Yonko! Boxing! Luffy said screw base form. Gear 4 Snake Man. We gotta match speed with speed. You kidding me? Yo! Let's go, man. Hold up, bro. Hold up. Yo. And is this even the right Santa hat? I don't care. We got Snoopy the Loopy. Oh, God. Kizaru, Snake. Luffy's in the pose. He's boxing. It's clear you really are the man who took down Kaido. Say it again with your chest. Say it with your chest, Kizaru. Say it with your chest. This is the man who took out Kaido. The deterrent. The individual who's keeping people like Green Bull out of Wano for 20 years. Luffy rolled up and was like, I'm him. Let's go. You're a tough one. And yet I have to wonder why a pirate like you would want to protect Vegapunk. Right back at ya. He's in Snake Man, bro. I never thought I'd see these again. Like, when I saw him go Gear 4 Bound Man earlier in the arc, I was like, thank God. I never thought I'd see that again. Now he's a Snake Man. Right back at ya. Look at Kizaru, bro. Why do you box? So Kizaru's going in. He's deflecting. Luffy's firing what appears to be the Black Mamba right? This is Gomu Gomu no Black Mamba. And Kizaru's so fast, he's making it look like it's in slow motion. To kill why do you want to kill Apple Gramps? Dude. So he's asking why he wants to kill Vegapunk. Fires the Black Mamba. Kizaru is blocking. He's like, ugh. Wand? Luffy? What's happening? Where did Kizaru go? He floated to the top. Pant. How far did he fly? He's looking up. He's like, oi! How far did he go? This man Kizaru is flying out of the island. He's going to the Holy Land. Oh, God. This man is about to come in like he's Rhino. Like he's Edge. He's going for a spear. He's going for a gore. It's not like I want to kill him. I've known Vegapunk for a long time, you know. This man is up here in the skies like he's a bird. He's taking the land, sea, and air Kaido allegations, and he took them literal. He's like, brother, I gotta dominate the air. Look at how high he is. Now, please don't get in the way. Kizaru? Light? After all, After all, speed is power. Light beam, whooshunk, goes forward. What happened? It's not working. My laptop. No. Oh yeah, we're back. Snake Man covers. Hey, Kizaru hits him with a switch in music. Kizaru sends Luffy flying with a switch in music that he flew. This man Kizaru flew from the skies. He was talking to the birds. He was talking to the Philadelphia Eagles. He was talking to Jalen Hurts. Like, yo, brother, what's good? Great game tonight. Turns around and fires a sweet chin music with the authority of speed and weight and power and rawness and Kino and swag. Sends him flying. The big robot, the Thousand Sunny. Vega Force 01 is finally finished. The giant robot mankind has always dreamed of. Oh, Kizaru's thinking back to Vegapunk. And when he finished the Vega Force 01. No, he destroyed the robot. Oh, Kizaru. Destroying dreams with a sweet chin music. He cut the robot in half. But you know it hurt him doing so, bro. Man. And Vegapunk calls it the giant robot mankind has always dreamed of. That's so cool. Once again, the manifestation of dreams, right? These are the things that mankind has dreamed of. Is like people like Luffy and Usopp and Chopper, right? Frankie. Individuals that really appreciate the Gundams, right? And the Voltrons and stuff of that nature. Armored Core. Bro. He literally split it in half. So, let me get this straight. He kicked Luffy so hard that it sent Luffy through cutting in half the Vega Force 01. And then Luffy continues and bashes against the barrier that is on the outside here. Is that what I'm led to believe? This man sent him flying. Poor Vega Force 01, man. Luffy! Goodness gracious, dude. The Thousand Sunny falls. Oh, man, this is bad. And you know they have PTSD of this scenario from Sabaody. Frankie, Bonnie, run! Vega Force 01 is going to... Lilith, don't tell me the Vega Force 01 has a self-detonation device. It explodes, it does, man. Or, no, actually, not necessarily a self-detonation device. Maybe, rather than it exploding due to self-detonation, maybe after being split in half like that, it was just natural that it would explode. Regardless, it explodes, they get sent off. The O1 was our dream robot. I'm not letting this slide. Is Sunny alright? Stride got blown away. Kizaru, you scum! And Kizaru's right in front of Frankie. Oh, Lord. You've gotten quite a bit taller, Bonnie. This man Kizaru's a menace. You've gotten quite a bit taller, Bonnie. Kids these days sure do grow fast. I'm here on orders to eliminate Dr. Vegapunk. You have it out for him, right? Don't get in the way. And Bonnie looks at him. Definitely looks like the real Bonnie to me. Let's just say I realize that the person I should be targeting is someone else. Let's just say I realized that the person I should be targeting is someone else. And this is after the Kuma flashback. Timely thrust, goes in, swings forward, whoops. Kizaru flashes behind Bonnie. Please don't make me hurt more old friends than I have to for this mission. Admiral's greatness. Admiral greatness. He doesn't want to hurt any more of his people, man, but he has to. It's his job. But Bonnie, now we are truly, after the Kuma flashback, we're seeing how much she has changed. We're truly seeing that now, man. Right? Like, we saw it after her resolve a few chapters ago. But now we're seeing this in front of Kizaru. The person I should be targeting is someone else. Kizaru greatness. Bonnie. Kizaru with another switch in music. Watch out, he's behind you. And now Bonnie gets sent to the Flagnards. Yo, Kizaru's not playing games, bro. Yo, Kizaru. Kizaru! Yo, man. Bonnie. Kizaru, you bastard, take this. Radical? Bro, Frankie, don't fire a laser at light. We can't be doing this, brother. We gotta be quicker than that, man. Kizaru, you bastard, take this. Radical? What? Where'd he go? He disappeared. This fella's in danger. Hey, control room. Ring, ring. Gotcha. Usopp. Is this man Kizaru going to Vegapunk? Liable Stratum control room. Everything okay, Frankie? We just heard a huge bang. Eureka! We've cracked the code! The Stella. Here we go. Labo Stratum control room. Everything okay, Frankie? We just heard a huge bang. Squad really take that, York. Oh, you bastards did it? Damn geniuses. And we see York here on the floor. Frankie-kun, we can disable the barrier. Has the Vega Force 01 carried your ship to the back of the island? Know it. Dude, I can't do this, bro. I can't do this. Bonnie just got waxed before my very eyes. Bonnie just got waxed. The situation could not be more dire. Frankie, in 2 straight arcs, goes from looking at Big Mom dead in the eye, running over her in a motorcycle, saying emperors are nothing to me. Then he goes in to fire a radical beam at Kizaru. Frankie, my boy! Frankie, my boy! Emperors, admirals don't matter! After Bonnie gets waxed, man, poor Bonnie, dog. Bonnie gets smoked. We cut over to the Labostratum control room, and Kizaru is there. Kizaru is there. What are they supposed to do? Your escape plan has failed, Vegapunk. I'm afraid your dream robot is far out of reach after what I did to it. What a sad... Kizaru! Yo, Kizaru, man, you're the one, bro. You are the one, man. You are the chosen one, Frankie. You are the chosen one, Kizaru. You are the chosen. Y'all are the chosen. Y'all are the chosen, man. Yo, this man, Kizaru, in the middle of being, emotional about the situation, is still cutting promos like this. Come on. Yeah, Kizaru, when did you... Let's go! Let's go, boys! This is what I'm here for! This is why I am here! This is why we're all here! This is why we have spent all this time doing it, week in and week out. There's one thing that I always want to see. There's one thing that I never get tired of seeing. It's the one. It's the one. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? There's one thing that moves me more than any other. Tom and Jerry. The Flintstones. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Kizaru. You got a whole new thing coming. You got a whole new thing. Where am I supposed to put this now? Oh, God. I thought I might have broken it. Oh, no. Oh, screw it. It was Gear 5 Kizaru. Who cares? Who cares? Are we good? We'll be alright. Alright. Kizaru. Yo, Gear 5. Hold on. We're done for. When did you... Please understand. This isn't an easy mission for me, and I don't want to drag it out. That hurt. Ah! Yeah. And he comes in. He comes in. Giant form. Giant going up in like, we're ready for Hellbath. We're done with Egghead. We're going to Hellbath. We're showing you real warriors. Real shonen. Vicky the Viking. We're out here. Giant time. We're playing with our toys. This man Luffy burnt up. Look at him. Comes in, grabs Kizaru like he's an action figure. Yo, grabs him like this. Could you imagine? You just finished frying someone and send them to the Flagnards, and they come right back. And they grab you like you a toy. Gear 5. Yo, bro. There you are. You have some nerve knocking me all the way down there. I had to cross that barrier twice. I thought it was going to kill me. But you would get doomed out the... Yo! Bro, Kizaru better awaken, son. Gear 5 Luffy? Kizaru time? I'm ready. Yo, the streets are ready. The streets are ready. Look at Vegapunk's eyes. Look at Nami's eyes. Look at Usopp's eyes. Let's go. Let's go. Is that the Iron Giant? The Iron Giant. The one from chapter 1064. Luffy's heartbeat. It turned on. An uncanny glint. No! It was the heartbeat! The heart... Bro, is Luffy the energy source? Is Luffy the energy source? Is Luffy's heartbeat the energy source? The unlimited energy source that's going to be forcing all these things to awaken. This thing woke up immediately. The thing that has not woken up in 200 years was immediately woken up by the sound of Luffy's heartbeat. The Iron Giant woke up! An uncanny glint in its eyes. There's no break next week. Oh, today's a good day. Today's a good day. The Iron Giant wakes up. Gear 5 Luffy versus Kizaru. We move. Oh, man. Yo, look at the panel colored grayish. Ooh. Dude. The Iron Giant boots back up. An uncanny glint in its eyes. The robot of dreams, and of course Luffy is helping all these things manifest, the people's dreams becoming reality, bro. Wait, man. Dude. Yo, what does this mean, bro? Why in the... Bro, this man was immediately woken up by Luffy's heartbeat. Like he was just plugged in after years of not being charged in. This man, the Iron Giant, was like plugging in my PlayStation 1 after all of these years trying to make the second disc of Final Fantasy VII work. The Iron Giant woke up as if I go to my PS5, I turn on Final Fantasy VII, the remake, it hears the sound, and it itself starts moving once more. It's like me going to an Xbox Series X, firing up the new Halo, and my 360 is like, boodoo-dunk, Halo 2, Halo 3, and bro, it's like these things that just fire up after nostalgic sounds go off. It's like, son, this brother was woken up by the drums of liberation. He woke up from his slumber. This man was hibernating for hundreds of years. Woken up by the drums of liberation. Dude, the drums, the flipping drums, man. Let's go. Dude. Yo, man. Yo, Arthur, what's good, my brother, bro? This chapter was peak. Joy Boy ga kaite kita. Come on, man. Joy Boy has returned. Yo, bro, before I get to the supers, I just have to say this, man. I just have to say this. A massive, massive, massive thank you to Ichiro Oda for not putting Gear 5 Luffy versus Kizaru in the title. Because now I can expect that for next week. Alright? Listen, man, I don't know where to begin. Where do I even begin with this chapter? We start off with an excellent section dedicated to Kuma going into the Marijoa, heading into a specific place.
which we don't know, and now he just popped himself. And like, where in the flying thunders could he possibly be going? Seeing Akainu in action, seeing him as a character always brings great energy to the series. So it was fantastic having him here. We got an Admiral Masterclass this chapter with both Kizaru and Akainu. Yo, Kizaru was on his A game. Kizaru was flexing at the highest level. I feel so bad for Jewelry Bonnie. Jewelry Bonnie got waxed. I legitimately felt fear for these characters. I felt fear for Frankie. Bro, when Luffy got kicked, and I saw the only people left that was Bonnie and Frankie, I said, man, somebody's got to come here or we're screwed. And nobody came. Bonnie got sweet chin music to the Flagnards. Who knows what's going to happen with Jewelry Bonnie now? And Frankie stood up as he always does. As he always does. So, interesting stuff there. We cut over. Kizaru pops up in the Labostratum control room. And then we get Gear 5 Luffy and Kizaru. And the Drums of Liberation wake up the Iron Giant. Yo, this final page was peak, son. Are you kidding me? Listen, bro. I'm the biggest Gear 5 tard on the planet. Nothing makes... Especially today, after using Gear 5 in Pirate Warriors 4, I'm in a mood. I'm in big mood. Big mood. But cutting over and seeing the Drums of Liberation wake up the Iron Giant, it just makes you think. Then why in the Flying Flagnars did it wake up 200 years ago? Apparently the Iron Giant woke up 200 years ago and has not woken up since. Does that mean that 200 years ago, the Drums of Liberation were sounding off? Or was it powered by something else? I don't know what that means. And if the Iron Giant went up to the Holy Land, does that mean that the mission of the Iron Giant truly is similar and or the same to Kuma? And then, if that's the case, when the Flying Flagnars is that mission? I don't know. And it connects, obviously, to what happened with the Fisherman as well. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on, bro. But this was peak. This spoke to me. This spoke to me, man. This chapter spoke to me, bro. This chapter spoke to me. I love this chapter. I love this chapter. Kev, my good brother, what's good, man? I love this chapter, man. This chapter was awesome. This chapter was awesome. All bias. All bias. This chapter was awesome. Let's go ahead and get some of these supers in, because we have to have a conversation about what I just watched. Please let me know in the comments down below about this Iron Giant Drums Liberation thing. Please, both in the comment section here and in the comment section in the VOD afterwards. Let me know your thoughts on this Drums Liberation thing, because this is crazy. Weekly Zonin comes in with a 5 and says, "Enjoy the chapter, brother. You're a big inspiration to myself and many others." That means the world, Weekly Zonin. Thank you so much for thinking of me in such a way. I'm just a dude that comes on here and talks about greatness, man. The fact that such a thing could possibly inspire is above me. But I really, really do appreciate the kind words, and I thank you for being here on a late Thursday night to enjoy this incredible chapter alongside me. So thank you, Weekly Zonin, for being here, and thank you so much for the kind words. It means a lot. Sir Abdi Wagner comes in with a 5 months and says, "Shout out to Arthur the Go." Yo, so Arthur was here the whole time? Shout out to my boy Arthur, man. Yo, listen, brother. This chapter was peak. This chapter was peak, Arthur, bro. Thank you for letting me know, Sir Abdi Wagner, man. I appreciate you. And then Seb comes in membership for 7 months, says, "Yo, no break, I could cry." No break, brother. No break, Seb. Like, when was the last time we had no break, man? It's been like 3 weeks. Or I should say 3 chapters. Since like 1089, I think. It's been 1089 break, 1090 break, 1091 break, right? I think, or maybe even before that, 1088. But obviously we know why. Live action stuff, right? SK comes in with a 2 and says, "Kuma's final order was to protect the Sunny. He's on the way." Ah, that's interesting. Kuma's final order was to protect the Sunny. So he's on the way to fulfill that mission, recalling us back to Sabaody. SK, that's a really cool idea. That's a really cool idea, SK, man. Seriously. Seriously. God, man, I can't believe... Yo, we saw Gear 4 Snake Man coming in. They started boxing. And then Luffy gets waxed. He comes back in Gear 5 holding Kizaru like he's a toy. Oh, man, bro. Yo, I can't wait for next chapter because, y'all know, man. Y'all know how much love I have for that form. But we're going to be seeing this thing in action against another top tier. Obviously, we saw what it could do against Kaido. I can't wait to see what this thing can do against Kizaru. What is he going to do against Kizaru? There's so many things that he can pull out that is just madness. Both extremely wacky and extremely epic. Oh, I can't wait, and there's no break. But yo, we also still have Zoro versus Lucci. But no, that's a great idea, SK, man. That's a great idea. Thanks so much for that, brother. I appreciate you. Hank comes in with a 5 months to the membership and says, Black Flash incoming. Black Flash incoming is crazy. Black Flash. For some reason, the moment you said Black Flash, the first thing I thought of was Jujutsu Kaisen. Which, shout out to Vortex, by the way. God bless Vortex in the chat. But that's the first thing I thought of whenever you said Black Flash. Nothing but love to you, Hank, man. I appreciate you. Black Flash most certainly incoming. Sarabdi Wagmare comes in with 100 and says, Camera-sama can't handle the drum. Bro, Camera-sama couldn't handle the drums. Camera-sama could never handle Gear 5. But listen. It was the build-up to that final page. The last thing I was expecting when Kizaru pulled up, and the way that everything was going, was for Luffy to be immediately in G5 and hold him up like a toy. That was peak, dude. Peak. Camera-sama got smoked. I feel sorry for the camera, though. I think I broke a piece of the stand down here. Because I smacked it with a Santa hat, man. So I feel kind of bad. I'm sorry, camera. I didn't mean it. You know what I mean? I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to smack you with the Santa hat. I didn't mean it. Camera-sama can't handle the drums. Also, Luffy's toughness is something else. Bro passed through the barrier 2 times and still flexed G5 on Kizaru. That's what I'm saying. He passed through the barrier that was supposed to, like we saw with Bonnie and with Luffy, immediately destroy people on sight. Luffy passed through that barrier 2 times and still flexed in G5. Like, come on, man. We're different now. We're different now, bro. We're different, Sarabdi Wagmare. Thank you, dog. I really, really do appreciate you. Recon comes in, membership for 18 months, man. Yo, almost 2 years. Shout out to my boy Recon. Drums, VF01 broke, but they can escape with the Iron Giant. Recon, that is so factual. Even though they obviously, broke the Vega Force 01, the Iron Giant of the past is still moving. And the Iron Giant is going to go towards the thing that awakened it. Oh, that's going to be so epic, dude. The real Iron Giant of the past, the thing that they met up with when they first got here, is going to be alive and well, coming in to pick up Joy Boy, coming in to pick up the individual who is sounding off the drums of liberation and take them to their next destination. Do you know how cool that's going to be, bro? I believe it was Dak that we had a conversation about the potential of like the robot stuff that they could do here on Egghead Island, and bringing the Iron Giant into it like this, I think is the coolest thing ever. They can most certainly escape with the Iron Giant, Recon. I love that idea. Thank you for that. And then Recon follows that up with a 5 that says, what if we are slowly revealing getting members of Joy Boy's old crew? What if we also had 10 members? Frankie is the Iron Giant, Chopper is Zunisha. Do you imagine that? And we all think Vivi's a Straw Hat, so obviously we would have Lily, right, as another member of the original crew. Potentially Emu even being a member of the original crew. But regardless, Zunisha being Chopper is both hilarious, but makes so much sense to me as being a friend of Joy Boy from back then, for sure. A companion of Joy Boy. as well as the Iron Giant being Frankie, I think is super cool. I like that idea. If that's true, both Zunisha and the Iron Giant are the most loyal individuals I've ever seen. Are you kidding me? These individuals have been carrying out the will of Joy Boy for all of these years. All of these years. 800 years. If what you're saying is true, Recon, both Zunisha and the Iron Giant have been going with the one certain mission, right? Still staying loyal to their boy. After all this time. Like, yo, that's loyalty, bro. If that's true, that makes me even more excited for the flashback to see the origins of that connection, of that relationship. Man, that's so cool. If we truly are similar to how we were slowly, getting reveals of like Roger's crew throughout the course of the series, and now we're getting like Joy Boy's crew, I think that'd be a really awesome way to have like certain pieces of the final saga. And I would love to see which one of those individuals we would potentially hear about and or meet in Elbaf. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But thank you, Recon. Seb comes in with the 27 SEK, says Snake Man is turning surroundings into more arms. Ah, that's what that panel was doing. I got you. See, when I first saw that panel, I was like, this is Black Mamba. That is just, that Kizaru is just blocking and deflecting. But that honestly makes a lot of sense. SK. Yo, SK might be cooking here, man. Let me read this comment by SK, dude. SK comes in with a 2 and says, the tone dial was probably used 200 years ago to wake it. That the tone dial... Could you imagine a tone dial having the Drums of Liberation recorded? The platinum record? A platinum album? Dude, that would actually make so much sense. A tone dial that maintains Drums of Liberation, and I guarantee you that tone dial is under Joy Boy's control. Or, not Joy Boy, Instant Messenger Sama. I guarantee you, just like the Giant Straw Hat, Instant Messenger Sama has the tone dial that has the Drums of Liberation. If that truly is a tone dial, that would explain why it did what it did 200 years ago. It would. And it would also explain why it suddenly shut off. I'm interested on what's going to happen here. Because if the Iron Giant is only active when the Drums of Liberation are active, what happens when Luffy gets out of Gear 5? Is the Iron Giant still active? Or does it lose power? Because I'm interested in how the energy source works there. I'm interested. I'm very, very interested. Very, very interested. That's a cool idea, though, SK. The tone dial probably being used 200 years ago to wake it. I love that idea. SK. Seriously. Thank you so much for the 2, dude. I appreciate you. Herlock Sholmes comes with a 5 and says 200 years ago lines up with the Fishman rites in their first reverie. Maybe there was a momentary awakening of Nika, who paved the way for the Fishmen as well. I just wonder, Herlock Sholmes, how that happened, and specifically 200 years ago, because, like, if it did happen, because the Gorosei said that this hasn't awakened in a very long time. So, in chapter 1044. So if it happened in the Holy Land that, like, led them up there, then they would have had to have seen it. That's interesting. Now, 200 years ago, so let's pull this back. 200 years ago, for sure, that's the first thing I thought of as well. 200 years ago lines up with the fisherman rice in the first reverie. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the first thing I was thinking of earlier. Oh, man. What is Oda cooking, bro? What is Oda cooking? So many connections with the Celestial Dragons and the Fishmen throughout the course of the series. Even in this chapter. So many connections. Kuma, the Iron Giant. Both on a mission. The Drums of Liberation just awakened one. A momentary awakening of Nika. What is Oda cooking Herlock Sholmes, man? My brain is on fire right now, dude. Super Alatrion message retracted. I appreciate you, Super Alatrion, for the 5. Let me know what's the message that you had there. And then Sir Abdi Wagner comes with the 1 hundos and says, Camera-sama better watch out when Luffy grabs Kizaru's laser next chapter. Trust me, I'm gonna put this in place to make sure it doesn't happen again. I felt really bad for Camera-sama. Also, whatever Sanji is doing solo will get us out of Egghead. As Mr. Prince will get us out of Egghead. Mr. Prince will get us out of Egghead. If Luffy grabs Kizaru's laser next chapter, that's going to be one of the most hyped things of all time. Of all time. Of all time. That would be so hype. That would be so hype, man. Yo, so going. I'm glad that y'all also really like the tone dial idea. I thought that was really cool. That's really cool. But Lazy Mope was the troll. Just because the emu listens to it in the garden like it's Drake. Could you? He just pulls it up like it's on Spotify. Puts in the headphones. And is like, just vibing. Like, the Drums of Liberation to Instant Messenger Sama's Marvin's Room. It's Drake's Marvin's Room. It's best I ever had. Recon, I know you're... So Kev comes in and says, Recon, I know you're definitely loving Gear 5, but what are you thinking about Hybrid Kaido and Yamato? Dude, I love them both. I love all three. So, Kev, tomorrow we'll be putting out a video because I recorded my first playthrough of all three. But man, Gear 5 is so peak. But bro, Yamato is so much fun to use. I love using Yamato, dude. And Kaido is a menace. Bro, the Flaming Torch Dragon and Destroyer of Dreth, Bagua, both go so crazy. So crazy, man. They are awesome. They are awesome. Yo, Nasty Ninja brings up the Ocarina. Yo, facts. There's been a lot of Zelda references in this series. So I could definitely see like one of those types of situations with the tone dial and an ocarina and stuff. That'd be really cool. Syndratic comes in membership for 4 months. Says, sorry, Mr. Stream Coach, about to rewatch. Busy. Syndratic, I'm just happy that you were able to not only be here, but to also be a part of the of this just in general. Because like I was saying earlier, Syndratic, I've been running into a lot of people that unfortunately are not able to get the videos anymore. For some reason, just disappearing. At least the streams. And so it sucks because I know a lot of people come here specifically for the reactions, and they're just not showing up on their feeds. So the fact that it's showing up for you, at the very least, is super dope. So I'm glad we were able to be here in some capacity. Yeah, Zunisha's definitely on a mission to Elysium Mofos. And Zack's Uwu brings up an interesting question, or an interesting statement. Dragon and Akainu both asked Kuma the same question. Going into their parallel too. That's a really... That's some cool insight there, Zach. Excuse me, I did not notice that. I honestly did not notice that. That's super, super dope. That's super, super cool. You're absolutely right. What is Oda cooking with that? Obviously, it could just be a cheeky little thing, but we all know Dragon and Akainu are someday going to clash. I mean, that's just the way I've always seen it. So, building it up in some capacity here. God, man, and with how intense things have been, can you imagine Dragon and Akainu? Yo, Sen just got me thinking. So Sen Eto just blew my mind. I was just thinking back to it. That's so true. So Sen Eto 99, shout out to the good brother, says there has to be a reason it activated here with Gear 5. And not back when he fought Lucci, right? What do you think? That's so true. I didn't even think about that. If it activates specifically with the Drum's Liberation, then why didn't it activate when he was fighting Lucci? Was it because he was too far? Wait, couldn't he have actually been a little closer? Oh man, dude. Dude, that's a great point. For some reason that slipped my mind. What reason could there be for it not activating with Lucci? Now, yo, that's a great point, Sen. I don't have an answer to that. I honestly do not have an answer to that. And Doron Rostuvia follows it up with, it's also interesting that the Iron Giant only awoke after Vega Force 1 was destroyed, almost like a replacement for Vega Force 1. Once it was destroyed, it woke up with Drum's Liberation. Yo, that's and then like Saeed Abdo says, and this is also a great point. That we're assuming that the Drum's Liberation is what woke him up, but it could be a red herring, and that's also a great point. That's also a great point. That's also a great point. Michael Mickles says he was indoors during that fight, so maybe that's why. And the sound wasn't able to reach the Iron Giant.
It's like there has to be a reason for it. I hope we get an answer for that next chapter. Maybe the Iron Giant is more used to hearing louder drums, a bigger heartbeat. You think it's because he's in giant form? That's interesting, Quag 2. So you think that it actually has more to do with him going into a giant state. And so his heart literally becoming bigger in the giant state, causing the drums to resonate on a much higher frequency. That is also extremely interesting. That okay. I can see that being the case. I can see that being the case. RCRM says maybe the giant robot is the enemy of Nika instead. Interesting. So you don't think that he's one of the friends. In actuality, the drums is actually like awakening some sort of hatred in him. He's always a better chance of winning. That would be a twist. That would be a twist and a half. RGM. Vortex comes in and says, this man G5 Luffy has broken Bounty Rush. You can't even kill him without using the top tiers like Shanks, Kaido, Roger, and Akainu. I mean, as he should. As he should be broken, right? As he should. But that's really, really cool. That's super, super cool. I need to get back on Bounty Rush. Especially now that you just told me that he's super broken. I need to get back on Bounty Rush. Andres Gonzalez says Kuma stocks going up. Yo, seriously, Andres Gonzalez. Kuma stocks going all the way up. Kuma stocks going all the way up, yo. And that's a great point. Suber brings up a great point here. Suber says, about the activation, I think the heartbeat has to be of a giant size. What we just talked about. The straw with Imu was a giant. That's factual. So when Luffy turned giant, the robot awoke. I think the sound wave is a thing. So you think, and obviously this is going to be our connection to Elbaf, right? Giants, the giant straw hat. We know that that is the individual that they worship based on Big Mom's backstory, and maybe the variation of that was the giant form of this thing, or maybe all along Joy Boy was a giant, right? And maybe Gear 5 allowed him to expand and become smaller and whatever as need be, but maybe his original state was a giant, and so potentially the heartbeat of someone's heart being so massive, right, would be felt. It'd be like a thundering noise rather than just like the doom da da da. This would be a doom da da da, but like you would hear it as if it was put up on a speaker, right? Like, you know, whenever you're in a car and whether you're the individual that's blasting music or you hear somebody else that's blasting music, whenever you're in a car and you hear somebody else's music on the same level as your music or higher, that's how you know someone is truly booming their music. And most of the time that's to do with some really massive speakers in the background or in the back of the car. So in this case, it's like Gear 5 going into the giant state could prove to be like that sort of amplifier for the heartbeat, where many different individuals can hear it, and maybe not just the individuals around him. That's a really cool idea if it truly is the giant state that's doing that. And also the connection to the whole giant thing to me is really interesting, considering the Elbaf is next. Considering, like Subra says, the giant straw hat that's in the Marijoa. And Vintage So says, what if it runs off of dreams?
the manifestation of dreams that was brought up in this chapter. That's also really interesting, bitches. So, running off of the same thing that the fruits themselves are running off of. That's interesting, bitches. So, that's very, very interesting. You're 100% Senato. And that's what we were just talking about, right? Then maybe naturally he was just a bigger person. Which is maybe why Luffy felt... it felt natural being in Orz's body back in Thriller Bark. Is that the Gum Gum fruit, or the Nika Nika no Mi, or the Maru Nika for the Hito Hito no Mi Maru Nika. That fruit just feels natural inside of a giant's body, which is why the whole Ors thing felt so natural. Hank, so now Hank is bringing us back to the Bonnie stuff. Hank says, Coach, do you think that someone else Bonnie was referring to was Saturn? Could it be that she saw him in the flashback? And that's going to be our connection to how we get, say, Jay Garcia's Saturn involved in this scenario as well. That's interesting, Hank. That very well could be the case. That could be the new target. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's why Kuma put it in reverse Terry and went from up there to back to us as well. If he's really going after Saturn specifically. Because Saturn is the warrior of science. Saturn could have had a lot to do with Kuma turning into the individual that he is right now. So there most certainly could be something taking place there. Absolutely, Hank. Absolutely. Yo, Coach, if you could cast a pro wrestler in the OPLA, who would you cast it for what role? I think MJF could pull a phenomenal Bellamy. I really do. I think he could be an incredible Bellamy. I think he would be a great Bellamy. And Minoru Suzuki needs a role because he's just such a massive One Piece tard. Then Minoru Suzuki would need a role in some way, shape, or form. Give him whatever role we need. But if we ever get to Dressrosa in the live action, we need the G1 Coliseum, which is what the Coliseum in Dressrosa was inspired by. Is the G1 climax. Send them all out there. Will Ospreay, AJ Styles, Cena, Roman Reigns. Put them all out there, man. And of course, hey, Roman is Kaido. I'm never throwing that out of the door. Roman would be an awesome Kaido. He would be an awesome Kaido. Yo, Vortex, I'm in a good mood. We're not going to talk about Manchester United. I'm having a good day. A wonderful day, in fact. We're not going to talk about Manchester United football. We're having a good day. So, what I am going to do is read Michael Mickle's comment here. But we're the one thing we're not doing is we're not talking about Manchester United until they win, until they prove what we have going on. And we should have won that Arsenal game, by the way. We should have won, but that's besides the point. Michael Mickles comes in membership for 20 months. 20 months, man. That's crazy. That is insane. 20, almost 2 years, brother. I hope everyone's well. Oda keeps giving us all this hype to make us forget that some Blackbeard pirates are around. That's so true. Katarina Devon and Lafitte, we believe, are in the vicinity. So it's like, what is going to be their role, Michael Mickles? You feel me? What is it that they're going to be doing here in the near future? The One Piece version of Edge, right? He's never going to miss an opportunity to benefit from the chaos. So, yeah, That's a great point, Michael Mickles. So it's like, if this is going to be the perfect opportunity to capitalize on something like this, what are they going to do to take advantage of the situation at hand? What is someone like Lafitte or Katarina Devon going to do in the middle of a situation like this? What would benefit them? Right? Do they take something from Egghead while the Straw Hats escape? In the middle of the Straw Hats fighting against Kizaru, do they go and try to do something else? There's a lot of things here that are important, man. There's certain things that they are being told not to mess with. What about if the Blackbeard pirates mess with those things? What about if they mess with the thing for the mother frame? Or one of the individuals not supposed to touch? Or something around those lines, right? Like the Blackbeard pirates, they're not going to be limited to those roles. They could even leave there with York. Could you imagine that? Like, they could leave there with a Vegapunk unit. Excuse me, they really, really could. So I'm very, very interested in Michael Mickles. Thank you so much for the comment, though, brother. I truly appreciate you. Nothing but the best to you, man. Let's see. And then Trun Godward comes in with membership for 2 months. It says, yes, sir. Coming in to appreciate Peak with the King. Dude, this chapter was so peak, Trun Godward. It had the perfect mix of emotional stuff at the beginning with some great points of discussion and points for theorizing and conversation, while also then giving us extreme hype, followed by even more hype and insanity. Stakes really high, but then just such a mind-bending ending. Lizard says, but I appreciate you, Trun Godward, thank you. Lizard says, if you think about it, all of the OG admirals are taking on a different faction. Akainu taking on the revolutionaries with Kuma. Kuzan is taking on the Marines, and Kizaru is taking on pirates. Yo, Lizard, that's a great point. You're cooking with that. That's a great point. Of the OG 3 admirals, Akainu with the Rebs, Kuzan the Marines, and Kizaru with the pirates. Yo, Oda, that Ichiro Oda guy, he knows how to plan stuff out. Man. That's really cool. Yeah, Tetsuya D. Soul. That was one of my favorite parts about Akainu's dialogue in this chapter. Not only just his dialogue, but his expressions, the way he carried himself in this chapter, was very. We don't get that from Sakazuki much in the series. We normally see him destroying a cigar while talking about Mugiwara or Dragon or blasted pirates or whatever the case may be, right? Like, it's really cool whenever we get to really look at Sakazuki as an individual that is first and foremost willing to do whatever means necessary for his sense of justice, which is what we saw in Marineford. But also moments like this, right? And in moments like at the end of Dressrosa, whenever he was confronting the Gorosei and stuff of that nature, right? Like, it's really cool when we get to see Sakazuki in this type of situation. But seeing the Admiral developments lately has just been so much fun. For Akainu, like Lizard said, Akainu, Kuzan, Kizaru, they've just... Oda's cooking a really nice meal with all 3 of those characters. And it's so cool because, right, Fujitora, at the beginning of the time skip, in the Dressrosa stuff, really came in and stole my heart. For so long, I had been such a massive fanboy, specifically Kuzan and Kizaru. I feel like Fujitora held that for a while after Dressrosa. And man, Kizaru and Kuzan have truly won me back. I mean, I still love Fujitora, obviously, a lot. And stuff, but just as characters, he's been cooking with them so hard. And I can't wait to see what's going to be the payoff to all that cooking for all three of those OG characters. And, of course, whenever Green Bull and Fujitora continue to get in the mix as well, because obviously they're going to get some stuff for them as well. With Green Bull having captured Weevil, and Fujitora undoubtedly going to be a part of something really nice as well. Yeah, Minoru Suzuki's a big Chopper fan. Exactly, Saeed. Like, I'm telling you, put him in a hat, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The Rock is Chopper. That'd be crazy. The Rock is Chopper would be nuts. That would actually be insane. That would be insane. Zoro's gonna make some leopard kebabs next chapter. We're here for that. That's the thing, Kev. Like, MJF could pull off so many different roles because he's just so good. MJF could pull off a good guy and a bad guy in the blink of an eye. And he's just that guy. He truly is the top of his game right now. He could pull off anything. And he's a fan of One Piece. Like, come on, he could do anything. Give MJF the script and let him pick a character. All right, that's what I say. You feel me? Oh, that's interesting. So Vortex says the actor who played Little Sanji in the live action plays a hybrid deer in Sweet Tooth. He could potentially play Chopper. Oh, okay, I'd be down for that. A hybrid deer is crazy. What? A hybrid deer. A hybrid deer is crazy, bro. A hybrid deer is wild. Mist. Yo, Mist. Let me tell you something, bro. So, the whole week, this entire week was wild. This entire week was wild, so I wasn't able to get to your messages until today. But man, let me tell you something, bro. Reading your messages for your experience with Trails to Azure added even more to the peak that was today, man. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your experience with that, bro. You are experiencing the pinnacle. You are experiencing true peak, bro. Generational content there in that game, man. Mist comes in and says, "Peak chapter, brother. Luffy might go. The OG Admirals are finally showing out too. We'd love to see it. Trails to Azure finale is so insane. Can't believe I'm about to finish this legendary game. Truly peak. Yo, that game is something special, Mist, man. It really, really is something special, bro. It means something to me. It really, really means something to me, Mist. But I appreciate you for being here, bro. Super says, are we getting afterthoughts for this chapter? Dude, I really want to do one. You know, originally I was thinking, no, I'm not going to do one. I really want to do one. So my plan is, because it's going to be difficult this weekend, and especially with the chapter next week, we got to see if I could even get it out before then. But I really want to do one. There's a lot to discuss in this chapter. So I want to do one. I want to do one, Subra. So my plan is, at least for the One Piece stuff, I have a Power Warriors video I've already uploaded or recorded. I just need to get that up. So that's coming. We got to finish off Luffy Kaido in the anime this weekend. And then hopefully we get the opportunity to read, or to do the afterthoughts. Because I really want to do an afterthoughts this week, Subra. I do. I really, really want to do it. And like Quag2 says, because this is very, very important, right? This also changes my... So Quag2 says, this changes my perspective on how Akainu felt when talking to Bonnie. I wonder what happened that led her to escape from him. 100%. 100% Quag2. It's a conversation from post Marineford that has stuck with me for all these years. Super Tran comes with a 5 and says, page 6, was I the only one imagining Akainu saying my old friend to Kuma to parallel Kizaru's wistful fondness for Vegapunk? Still hope there's goodness in Akainu. Super Trion, with One Piece characters, especially characters like that, there's always going to be a conflict. And there's always going to be some level of good within these characters. The thing is with Akainu is his sense of justice, absolute justice, has led him to the point to where he is willing to do anything means necessary in order to achieve certain things, as we saw in Marineford, as we saw in the Ohara flashback with Robin. Right, like we know how he is. But there most certainly is something there. If not, he wouldn't be an admiral. All admirals are dealing with this. As we've seen, every single admiral is dealing with some sort of internal conflict there. And I love that we're also getting that with someone like Sakazuki. So for sure, there is goodness there. What I want with Sakazuki is different than what I want with Kuzan, right? Like, exploring that through Kuzan and Sakazuki needs to be two completely separate things. I don't want a redemption arc for Akainu. I want Akainu to stay stubborn in his ways and be too late to understand certain things because of that stubbornness. That would be what's best for his character. Kizaru and Kuzan are a little different. Kizaru is like the middle ground between both of them, where I also think he's going to stay true to his sense of justice and stuff. But Sakazuki, it fascinates me because even though I know for a fact he may feel one way about one thing, he will always carry out his job. I mean, obviously Kizaru, same way, right, as we saw in this chapter. But Akainu's like that times 50. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that's exercised in the series. Even if he feels another way about it, he's still going to do things in a way that we're all going to be like, man, this guy's a real savage. It's similar to the way that he did in this chapter. That's what makes him so interesting, at least to me. The Bat497 comes and says, hey coach, finally catching you live. What's good, yo? What was your favorite episode or scene in the live action? Oh god, both of those are really hard. Off the top of my head, favorite episode was episode 7. And 7 and 5. Oh man, I don't know. 8 had some really good stuff. 6 had some really good stuff. 1, 2. There's a lot of good stuff in that live action, man. Even 3 and 4. Like, so many good ones. But yeah, I'm just gonna go with 7. And then my favorite scene is without question when Luffy brought down the Stomp of Legend, destroying Arlong Park, taking out Arlong. And we get the reactionary shots from all of the individuals as they're holding their breath. Because remember, this is a live action. They don't know if Luffy survived this. So there's like this moment of tension. We're like, oh my goodness, what did we just do? What did we just make Luffy do? And when he breaks out of that, it gave me that same feeling whenever I originally watched it in the anime. Where I was like, oh man, that's my MC. He just yells out to Nami like, yo, you're my Nakama, you're my friend. Like, yo, that was such a beautiful, touching scene. Such a beautiful. That was a One Piece scene to the max, right? And so that really, really spoke to me. Because obviously, I was expecting to be touched by Help Me, and I most certainly was. I was expecting to be touched by Zoro vs. Mihawk, and I most certainly was. The Baratier scene with Sanji and Zeph, phenomenal stuff. Such a great episode 6, with a lot of great anime original scenes. The Zoro and Luffy scene in that episode was really, really good. Then, of course, the episode 8, the declaring their dreams, all stuff I was expecting to hit. But that one particular scene at the end of the Arlong fight really caught me off guard. And I think that's why that's my favorite standout scene from the live action. Yeah, right. We're finally finishing conversation from way back then, right? With like Bonnie and Akainu. It's so cool. Yes, Jodoro. That's how I feel too. Akainu most surely is gonna have a tragic backstory. He's got, for me, he's got to be just like Dofi, right? Tragic backstory, but still staying stubborn in their own ways. Exactly, Super Electron. Yeah, we're in the same line of thought. Not a redemption arc, but a hint of humanity in motion where we can see why he's doing the things he's doing 100%. And we're already starting to see stuff like that, right? And I just think that's so cool. Definitely. Sabara 2.0, a fun fact about titles: 1090 Kizaru, 1091 Sentomaru, 1092 Kuma, 1093 Luffy. One more thing, the reunion is coming. Luffy and Kuma will never meet again, chapter 513. Ah, that's a good point. If Kuma comes back, that ties up that loose end too. And like SK brought up earlier, Kuma's final order was to protect the Sunny. The Sunny just fell. Who knows what could be cooked right there, right? Who knows what we're cooking? Who knows what we're cooking? Who knows what we're cooking, Supra? Yeah, Kev, man. Me too, dude. We need that Luffy Kuma reunion, brother. And Dragon. Oh, man. Luffy, Dragon, and then Sabo obviously needs to discuss stuff with Luffy and Vivi. But we still have the Vivi stuff. Oh, my. Egghead's only going to continue to get better and better, bro. So much peak. Not having the Usopp rubber band of Doom was unforgettable. Yeah, you know something, Michaels, that is true. And hopefully we get that in Season 2. Hopefully Season 2. One thing I'm hoping for with Season 2 is that it's a little longer. Because Alabasta is going to be more difficult to adapt in a shorter amount of time. I feel like we need another episode or two, or maybe 3 or 4, to truly sink our teeth into something on the level of Alabasta. If that is going to be a part of Season 2. Because we've got a lot to cover, man. Logtown, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, right? Obviously, Reverse Mountain. So, like, Logtown, Reverse Mountain, we can see that happening, maybe even a single episode. Well, we'll talk about this later on. We'll talk about this in a future video. Talk about the structural potential of Season 2. But Alabasta, to me, has to be longer than what they've given episodes so far. Unless they change up the structure so much that it can be told in 2 episodes, I don't think you could tell Alabasta in 2 episodes. I just don't. But we'll see what happens. I look back on past interviews and on Oda's letter. It seems that OPLA Season 1 was initially planned to be 10 episodes. Since Oda said to look forward to 10 episodes. Ah, that's interesting, RTR. I completely forgot about that. Which means that they left it at 8, and there was 2 episodes worth of content they potentially either cut out or scrapped, or decided that they didn't want that to be the direction that they want to take things in. Interesting. That would explain, the no Logtown thing. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? It's a Netflix formula. They normally keep their stuff to a certain amount. Even though, we're thinking about this in normal terms, even when it comes to television standards. There's a lot of shows that'll have seasons that are longer than what we normally get from Netflix. But the Netflix formula, normally is 8, 10, 12 episode seasons, especially lately. So, like Herlock Sholmes, they could 2-part Alabasta. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, and like Hank says, Alabasta could be its own season. It really could. It really could. That's also a good point, Nasty Ninja. Absolutely. Vortex says, I think Season 2 is going to have Logtown, Reverse Mountain, Whiskey Peak, Drum Island, Little Garden. And that alone is a lot of effort. Yeah. Absolutely. Even without Alabasta, absolutely. Drum Island, to me, I think that's going to be simultaneously the hardest arc to adapt, while at the same time, if they pull that off, that is going to be a monumental, like, game-changing thing. Because Drum Island, to me, has always been similar to Water 7, where it felt like the kind of arc you could show to anyone, in terms of someone doesn't have to be an anime fan to enjoy those arcs. Right? Like, Water 7 has the classic... It's structure. I'm talking about its structure. Water 7 has the classic... Obviously, you need, like, the 229 episodes and the 327 chapters worth of context to completely understand the Water 7 stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is, someone who's watching One Piece for the first time, or reading One Piece for the first time, and they are not a fan of this medium, stuff like Drum Island and Water 7 are more akin to someone who is not familiar with anime and manga. Because Water 7 feels like a classic television show, and Drum Island feels like a Christmas movie. So if you've watched a Christmas movie, you can see the beats of Drum Island from a mile away. And that's something I've always loved about that arc, is I can show the Chopper flashback to anyone, and they will get an emotional response out of that flashback. And that's in the anime. I wonder how they're going to tug on those emotional strings in the live action, considering how well that works in taking advantage of its medium, both in the comic and in the anime. In the comic, it takes advantage of the fact that Luffy's about to punch Wapol, and we cut over into the Chopper flashback. Getting out of Chopper flashback, we see why this punch is going to hit as hard as it does, and Luffy punches Wapol. The manga taking full advantage of the medium in hand. And obviously the anime delivered a masterclass, all-time Hall of Fame adaptation of Drum Island. That is just absolutely sensational. So, with that being said, how are they going to do that in live action? And obviously, they really hit me hard. I teared up multiple times watching live action with all the iconic scenes. So I'm not doubting that they can. I just wonder how they're going to do it. That's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff with Drum Island. Exciting stuff. My boy Dak. What is good, my brother? Instant Mr. Sama comes in with a 5 and says, Emu's hot take of the day. Borsalino's about to get smashed. Once Blackbeard arrives, darkness will prevail and the light expires, coach. Emu has spoken. Emu has spoken. But Emu, I'll tell you this. Kizaru is my boy. I don't know if he's getting smashed, but Luffy is about to put the hands. Luffy is about to put the hands. That's what I'm saying. But Kizaru is my boy, so he can't get smashed. He can't get smashed. But like I said, once Blackbeard arrives, ultimate opportunist, and we'll see what happens there. But Emu has spoken, and so Emu, Instant Messenger Sama was the person who probably made my coin disappear earlier. I still don't know where that coin is, by the way, y'all. I have no idea where that coin went. It literally disappeared. It literally disappeared, man. Yeah, like Mistro says, live action got the rest of my family into Go Piece, and I'm all here for it. It's crazy, bro. Like, I have seen so many of real life examples of individuals who I've always tried to get into the series. People who know I do this YouTube thing, talking about One Piece. Like, I'll tell them all the time. It's my wallpaper on my phone. They'll see me watching the scenes. I'm known as the One Piece guy. All right, I've been known as like the One Piece guy for so many years, right? Specifically where I live, and so people who have known me for a long time but have never checked out the series are getting into it now, and it's really cool when I see it from family members who don't watch anime, and so I'll see a family member who now knows who Luffy is. Now knows who Sanji is. Now knows who Zoro and Nami and Usopp are. Now knows who Arlong Park is. Baratier. These things that mean so much to me now mean something to them. And that's so cool, bro. When somebody tells me they can't wait for Season 2, that the One Piece live action is awesome, when somebody tells me I now understand why you love this series so much, why you love these characters so much, that no comparison, man. The live action did its thing. It's so cool, Mistros. So cool, bro. That would definitely explain that Senato. Absolutely. Why Dragon's actor got no screen time. And Quacktuber brings up a great point. Like a key part of Alabasta is realizing how huge the island is and how long it takes them to go from point A to point B. That's something I think the video games do a very good job of as well, and stressing that very fact too. Yeah, Dax Sake, that's also a great point. For being able to, of course, raise the budget for certain things in Season 2. Imagine seeing this cast in the theaters with a Marvel level budget. How Marvel level budget is crazy. Can't even imagine that, bro. Can't even imagine that. Caught up to JJK. I am caught up to JJK, brother. I haven't read today's chapter. Or if there was chapter today, I'm not sure. I've only read One Piece today. But I'm caught up to the chapter before this week. If there is a chapter this week. No, there isn't. I just remember when I finished the last chapter, it said JJK is going on like a 2-week break. So I am caught up. Because I know 2 weeks haven't passed since then. So we're caught up, baby. We're caught up, Dak. We're caught up, brother. We're caught up to that JJK greatness. Zach Omar, could you imagine them adding Christmas music to Drum Island? That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy, man. Xaro's definitely about to awaken for sure, brother. Netflix also needs to stop dropping all episodes at once. I can only talk about One Piece to normies for only like a week-ish. Yeah, that's also one thing about it, RGM. I think for One Piece, binging always works really well. Obviously, the weekly experience we love because we're heavily into the community. But I feel like for their formula, the dropping all episodes at once might actually be better for something like One Piece. At least for where they currently are. If they were like adapting Egghead right now, and we were all a part of that conversation together, I think it would be much better to drop those episodes weekly. But because they're still at the beginning of the series, and One Piece is something that people really love binging anyway in any medium, I think it works better, honestly, to have it be dropped on one day. As much as I would love to continue to have conversations with, like you said, people who aren't into the series, and have that carry on a weekly basis, I don't think they're going to take that route. Specifically because they know communities like ours exist I talk about the manga so often weekly and stuff. And I just don't think that's the target audience they're trying to reach with this. We're literally at the Golden Corral, bro. We're at the Golden Corral. Yeah, OG3. I'm caught up to 235. To that JJK greatness. Yeah, Chase White. That's the thing, right? Like, one of the best things about One Piece LA Season 2 is seeing the strides together for the entire season. It's going to be a blast, man. Vivi, dude. Robin. Chopper. Yo, Whiskey Peak feels like a live-action arc anyway. Bro, with how awesome Zoro was in live-action Season 1, could you imagine how Zoro versus the 100 bounty hunters at Whiskey Peak's going to be? Oh, that's going to be peak fiction, brother. Are you kidding me? That's going to be peak, bro. That's going to be incredible, man. The LA did its job, Hank. The LA did its job, bro. Half my family's on the One Piece train? Yeah, no, Hank. The LA did its job. The LA did its job, bro. Pirate Warriors in real life. Yo, straight up quack, dude. Straight up. Pirate Warriors in real life, bro. It's gonna be that Zoro versus 100 bounty hunters, man. That's gonna be so awesome, dude. Oh yeah, speaking of Arcane, that's coming next year as well. Next year's gonna be stacked, bro. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Yo, Josh, my boy, are you seeing the greatness taking place on Egghead Island right now, brother? We are cooking at the highest level, man. Gear 5, Luffy versus Kizaru incoming. Admiral's greatness, man. Zoro, when he gets his bounty, has to do the Z-slash. Oh, like it did at the end of episode 1062. That was so one of the rawest things I've ever seen, man. That was so cool. So cool. Luffy versus Zoro live action is going to be so emotional. Inaki about to kill that scene. I'm wondering how they're going to go about that scene, because obviously they've been changing certain things in live action. I don't think they're going to have the Luffy Zoro thing replace Luffy versus Usopp. But I'm interested. I'm interested in how they play with the Luffy Zoro fight. Do they keep it a comedic thing? Do they do away with it? Do they keep it and try something else with it? Like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do with Luffy versus Zoro? Because I don't think they're going to give that the Luffy Usopp touch and make it something emotional. But because of the live action, I can't predict what they're really going to do with that particular battle. Gear 5 Heat. Dude, Josh, you know they just dropped Gear 5 in Pirate Warriors, dude. It's so filthy in that on that game, man. Whiskey Peak Zoro will be like Neo versus Smith clones. Straight up, man. W Stream Coach, we're busy with Shibuya stuff, but we got so much peak fiction. Vortex, I appreciate you for being here, man. I know you're working hard on the Shibuya greatness to bring us that JJK stuff, man. Which, by the way, Vortex, bro, that's still so cool to me, man. Yo, Vortex, by the way, next time you're on a Jujutsu Kaisen episode, let me know, man. Let me know. We'll hype it up to the moon and back. We'll hype it up to the moon and back. My boy Vortex, the animator. So dope, brother. So we're going to read a few more here, and then we're going to call it for the night. But Michael Mickles comes in and says, what do you think can/will be cut or severely altered in Season 2? That's a great question, Michael. I think, obviously, Little Garden is going to be heavily altered, just based on the material. I'm not sure if what is presented is, I'm not going to say viable, but I think it's going to be changed similar to the Kuro arc to better serve the live action Netflix format. So we'll probably see a Kuro level change for Little Garden, still keeping the iconic moments similar to Kuro to the Kuro arc. But I think that one's probably going to get the biggest change in Little Garden, because Whiskey Peak already feels like a live action arc. You don't really need to touch that much. Reverse Mountain is going to just be a little piece of the puzzle. And Drum Island is going to be very interesting. I'm excited to see what they end up doing there. But I think Little Garden is going to be the one that is going to be severely altered. Still staying true to One Piece, obviously, similar to the first season. But I do think they're going to change up certain things in certain parts of the plot. I just hope that they don't change the Sanji welcome to Restaurant Le Crap scene, where he talks to Mr. Zero on the phone, because I just think that's such a cool scene. That and the Zoro scene, where he's like, if I'm gonna die, I gotta pose, right? Those two scenes they can't touch. They're too iconic. But I do wonder what they're gonna do with the rest of it. I really, really do. There's some good stuff that they can do there, man. And then as far as like a scene that they're going to alter and cut, or just like cut in general, like I said, that Zoro versus Luffy thing, I wonder if they're going to cut that, or if they're going to alter it in some way, shape, or form. I'm also really excited. I like I said, I don't know if they're going to cover Alabasta next season. But if they do, I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle the stuff there with Smoker. Because Smoker, obviously very prevalent within the original Alabasta arc. And he has one of the coolest moments in that arc at the very end of it. So because of the focus on Garp and Kobe in the first season, I wonder how they're going to go about the Smoker plotline. Considering Logetown's going to be the pilot episode of Season 2. We're assuming. So if that's the pilot episode, Smoker's going to get the main antagonist treatment right off the bat. So finishing off Alabasta with Smoker and Crocodile is going to be similar to the Garp Arlong thing from Season 1. So I wonder how they're going to play with the Smoker plotline in Alabasta to differentiate it a little bit from the Garp stuff in Season 1. So I'm excited to see how they pull that off. And obviously the Miss All Sunday stuff is going to be a lot, like really awesome to look forward to. I hope they keep that scene. The scene where Miss All Sunday shows up on the Mary and they can't comprehend what she's doing. Right? Like they just see that certain things are being knocked off this way or this way. It feels like she's doing something invisible they can't comprehend. There's an aura of mystery there. You can just see her there holding her face like this as a massive explosion goes off in the background. Robin rawness. I hope they keep those scenes from the end of Whiskey Peak for sure. So we'll see. We'll see, Michael Mickles. We'll definitely see. But like I said, I definitely do think that Little Garden's going to be severely altered, while still staying true to the arc. Mist comes in with membership 5 months. Glad to have you added to your. Glad to have added to your day, brother. The Trails journey has been so special. Also, was wondering where Azure ranks in your favorite Trails games. It's very high. It's so tough to rank Trails games. It really is. Right now, man, it's tough. It's tough because I really love that game. I really, really do. But I think right now it's like, I know for sure it's either 3 or 4, depending on the day. I really love that game. I really, really love that game. It's just that there's certain games that take place in the next arc that, man, they're special, bro. They're special. So, but I really love Aono Kiseki and Azure. And there's some days it even climbs up to, like I said, to being in that top 3. Yes, I have so many memories with that game, and it's just such a spectacular experience. So yeah, it's either 3 or 4. I had to sit down and really think about it. It's definitely in my top tier of Trails games. But there's just so many great games, man. There's so many great games, dude. Like, it's crazy. But I love it. I love it. It's up there. It's up there. It's either 3 or 4. I gotta think about it. But just to put it into perspective, it's 3 or 4, and you have not played the other 3 that are up there for me. So it's a special franchise, brother. It's a special franchise. But Azure is definitely my favorite of the ones you have played so far, for sure. I love that saga. I love Crossbell. Really, really love Crossbell. And I'm a big fan of Sky the Third. I love Sky the Third and Sky SC. I mean, I love that entire Sky trilogy. But Sky the Third has stuck with me for a really long time. And it's same with Sky SC. But man, Trails from Zero and Trails from Azure, from the moment I played those games, they were up in like my all-time favorites. But yeah, they're definitely 3 or 4. 3rd or 4th for sure. Let me see. Let's answer a few more. Oh yes, Noel, absolutely. Jamie Lee Curtis, landslide fave. Is Dr. Gray, landslide favorite, landslide. DJ, you know, Miss All Sunday. We can't wait for it. We can't wait for it. Hank says, my good friend just got some Whiskey Peak in the anime, so excited for them to experience Alabasta. Alabasta truly is like one of those really special experiences, especially in the anime. The anime does a great job. Off topic, who you got for Game of the Year, Coach? Sen, that's hard, man. This year has been really special, and it's going to be even more difficult towards the end. Out of the games that have released this year, the ones that are up there for me in the conversation, that I'm trying to think back to everything that's released this year. Tears of the Kingdom, Armored Core 6, Hi-Fi Rush, I'm really enjoying Sea of Stars right now, but I gotta finish that first. What else? Because I've played a few games this year that did not come out this year, and so that's messing with my brain. I'm trying to recall. Resident Evil 4 Remake came out this year, right? Really enjoyed that. What else? What else dropped this year? Metroid Prime Remastered, obviously, but of course that's a remaster. That was the pinnacle of peak. This year's been so stacked, bro. I'm trying to remember what else dropped. But like I said, at the top of my head, Tears of the Kingdom, Armored Core 6, which God almighty, that game was awesome. And Hi-Fi Rush was my super shocker of the year. Did Chained Echoes come out this year? I don't remember if that came out this year, but man, that game was awesome too. what else dropped? Because, bro, I've been thinking about the Game of the Year discussion thing, and the closer we get to the end of the year, the harder it's going to be, because obviously we have Spider-Man coming out, Mario Wonder, even the next couple months, we have, like Mortal Kombat coming out next week, Lies of P coming out soon. Let's see, next month, Alan Wake, Mario Wonder, Spider-Man, Sonic, Metal Gear Collection, Nayuta comes out next week for Boundless Trails. And then November, Mario RPG, Yakuza Like a Dragon Gaiden, that's going to be so big! Big! There's a lot of good stuff, man. But that's off the top of my head. I'm just trying to remember what else dropped this year. Oh, Sir Latran comes in and says, with a 5, came out to say one thing after watching Khan. Last couple panels, doesn't that mean Gear 5 Luffy can match Kizaru as far as crossing BP's laser barrier? Yes. That's exactly, I think, what Oda is trying to imply. Super Alatreon. I believe that is what Oda is trying to imply. For sure. For sure. Super Alatreon, I definitely do think that's what Oda is trying to imply. Is that Gear 5 Luffy can most certainly match Kizaru as far as crossing Vegapunk's laser barrier? Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely think that's what's being implied there. But no, yeah, this year, like Zach says, way too stacked for games. I'm behind. I'm never behind, or that's a lie. I'm always behind. But I'm behind, like, more so than usual. My backlog for this year, like even this month, I'm still playing Armored Core and Sea of Stars. I haven't even touched Starfield yet, and I really want to play that. But then next week, like I said, I got Mortal Kombat. I have Nayuta for Trails. We have Lies of P. We got the Fate game coming out at the end of this month. And that's September. Like, there's so many games. And it's going to be nonstop. Nonstop. And I haven't finished what I have before me. And it's just like, man, it's tough. It's tough. A lot of good games. There's been a lot of fantastic games that come out this year, though, man. And there's some games I haven't played. Like, I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 at all. I haven't touched that yet. I haven't played the Dead Space remake. Like, I saw some messages on put in there. I haven't played either of them. I played the original Dead Space, and I love that game. I have not touched the remake. Wendy Williams has missed Monday? That'd be crazy. Luffy reached speed of light while crossing the barriers. Only Kizaru could cross it for his light speed. You did not miss it, right? Caught in the hype, I honestly could say that I did. I mean, like I said, I understood the severity of what it meant from a durability standpoint for Luffy to come back from being zapped by the barrier. But I did not put 2 and 2 together for him surpassing light speed in order to do that. That, to me, is super cool. And that honestly elevates the experience of reading that final page. It does. It does. And I appreciate y'all for pointing that out. Mist says, ain't no way I'm not ready if the other games peak higher than Azure, bro. It's crazy, Mist, man. You've got a few more peaks left in you, brother. You got a few more peaks. And like I said, I really love Azure, man. Like they're all like 100 billion out of 10s in my heart. But man, Reen's got something special for you, brother. That brother has something special for you, bro. I see Instrumental Sama comes in with a 5 and says, are you hyped about the Silent Hill 2 remake, Coach? Dude, that's gonna be so big, man. 20 plus years later, it's still relevant. It is, man. It is, and there's a desire for those types of experiences right now. There's there's a desire. I feel like ever since the Flag Nords, the demo that Kojima put out, what was it called again? In flipping Flag Nords, man. It's my favorite horror game I've ever played. I don't remember what it was called. It was on the PS4. Kojima put out. It was the one that ended with Norman Reedus. What was it called? Regardless, after that, I feel like the genre has received quite a bit of bangers that are sort of bringing it back to its roots, to the classic like PS1, PS2 games, and even the PS3. Bro, listen, man. PT, thank you, Mr. Sama. I loved PT. I loved PT. When I tell you I love PT, that was one of the first games that really made me feel something like that. Like, bro, PT was incredible. And I'm a massive Kojima tard, so obviously I went into that like, man, I really like this, right? So, coming off of Metal Gear, I was like, alright, another Kojima thing, PT, let's go. But that one really spoke to me. And I feel like not just me, a lot of other people too. And so once we got PT, people were excited for another game like that, another game that could make them feel that. Because obviously, coming off of the most recent thing, we had stuff like Fear and Dead Space and Resident Evil, which was turning more into an action-based franchise, but now it's back to its roots. So it's like now people are feeding for those types of experiences, and we're getting them. We're getting them. And I think what's really cool is we're in the place where we can get experiences like an Alan Wake, which are now turning more from what they were doing before to more of like a Resident Evil type of approach. Resident Evil's going back to what it was doing before, and creating remakes and stuff of that nature. Silent Hill's coming with remakes, and the more people play those remakes, the more they'll want to play stuff like that, which makes other types of games like that come into fruition. Stuff like Callisto Protocol, obviously heavily inspired by Dead Space, can come in and flourish because of stuff like that. And so I'm very excited for the Silent Hill 2 remake for sure. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and that's one I never properly finished, right? So I really want to sit down and have that experience with Silent Hill 2, because obviously, being in the video game space for as long as I have, that's one I've seen as being revered for a very long time. And I want to have that proper experience with Silent Hill 2 for sure. But I appreciate you, Instant Mr. Sama. Thank you. Senato comes in with a 2. And, yo, dude, Sen, let me actually... Where's my phone at? Don't tell me my phone is in the same place as my flippin', as my coin, dude. Where in the world is it at? I don't know if you can see this. Hold up. Let me pull this up real quick. I don't know if you can see this, but within my... Hold on, let me go to my OBS. Sen, look at my downloads. Soon. Alright? The Shonen Jump app, we're cooking. Alright? We're cooking. I'm hopping on that soon. We hopping on soon, baby. We hopping on soon. I don't know how soon, but I miss Sui Ishida, and I need him in my life again. So it'll be happening soon. After I finished Haikyuu, outside of the Kingdom and Chihaya Furu stuff, I was putting together like the other stuff I want to catch up to that I've been wanting to catch up to for a while. My Hero's next. That obviously I want to have that big part of the YouTube channel. But outside of this stuff, not having to do stuff with YouTube content, I've been wanting to check out Chojo Next for a while. And so, I feel like it has enough chapters now. And so, I will update you, or I'll even, we'll think about when the time comes. I'll let you know. But we'll do something for Chojo Next, brother. Trust me, I got you. I know you've been telling me to get on that for quite some time. So I trust your judgment. You know me. We've known each other for a long time. So I'm very excited. Whenever you say that I would love it, I have no doubt that I most certainly would. I mean, come on. It's Sui Ishida, bro. It's Sui Ishida. But I appreciate you, brother. LJ comes in. LJ916, shout out to my dog. Comes in with a 5 and says, dang, I was busy and missed so much of the stream. Quick thoughts on the chapter, coach. Dude, I loved it, LJ. I loved how the chapter was separated between two admirals having to do stuff that was their jobs, even though they themselves, there were hints of hesitation and guilt and wanting to not be a part of what they were actually doing. They still carried out what they had to do. And I really love that about the way this chapter was structured with those two characters. But also the content that was there. The Kuma and Akainu stuff, very interesting. How that potentially connects to the end of the chapter with the Iron Giant that has now woken up is so interesting. But obviously, Luffy vs. Kizaru, major highlight for me. Absolutely love that. Kizaru being a menace in this chapter, so good. Bonnie getting smacked, like, what is going on? But, Gear 5 Luffy coming into the end, Drum's Liberation, apparently awakening the Iron Giant is just so interesting. So interesting to me. And it talks about the why the Iron Giant is starting up. It's so cool, right? Because we were talking about earlier, it could be the Drum's Liberation. But if it's a Drum's Liberation, why didn't it wake up during the Lucci fight? And if it didn't wake up during the Lucci fight, and not only just the Lucci fight, if the Drum's Liberation wake it up, then 200 years ago, does that mean Nika awakened then too? Like, we've been discussing this throughout this entire time, and I don't know. And it's so fascinating. What are the requirements for such a thing? Does it require him to go into giant form in order to raise the frequency of the heartbeat? I don't know, LJ. It's so interesting, man. But it undoubtedly has something to do with the Drum's Liberation, or maybe even the same order given to Kuma. Maybe it's Kuma coming here that activated the Iron Giant. I don't know. Who knows? Because like somebody said earlier, it could just be a red herring. It could be a red herring for the Drum's Liberation thing. Who knows? But I think they're very interesting scenarios, regardless. Very interesting scenarios. And then LJ says, weird Akainu went to Kuma, said the Holy Knights. No. Yes. Right? Akainu went to Kuma, said the Holy Knights. Like, I was expecting Garling to have been there. But no, I said it was Akainu. And I think that's so interesting. But I like how it fits structurally, continuing the constant thing with the admirals and their internal conflict. I just think that's so cool. So cool. Appreciate you, LJO. But but yo, Sen, what's that called? I got you. Yeah, no, absolutely, bro. We'll talk. We'll definitely talk whenever I start, man. I'll let you know, brother. I'll let you know. Is everything you love in storytelling, trust me on that, you like it more than Tokyo Ghoul? You think I like it more than Tokyo Ghoul? You know how much I love Tokyo Ghoul, bro. You know how much I love Tokyo Ghoul, man. You know how much I love that greatness. That's awesome. But yeah, we'll keep in touch for that. But ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the night. Definitely Mortal Kombat. Oh, Mortal Kombat drops tonight? Oh, yeah, that's right. I think the early release, right, is tonight? 50. I think the official day is the 19th. But early release tonight. There's too many games, man. Too many games. But yo, y'all have a good one. Subra, have a good one, yo. Take care. We will be back in the weekend. I've got a Pirate Warriors video coming out either today or tomorrow for the new DLC. So much fun. Episode this weekend is going to be the finale of Luffy vs. Kaido. Very much looking forward to that. More Bleach greatness, of course. Going to try to get the afterthoughts. And we'll see what happens there. LJ comes in with a 10 and says, also, do you find it odd Kaido was affected by Gear 5 Looney Tunes effect, but Kizaru has yet to be affected by it yet? Maybe some hockey training he has we don't know about yet that may maybe can counter Gear 5. Honestly, LJ, it might not be hockey, quote unquote. We might be getting a little bit of insight into the whole fruits thing. Of maybe Kizaru's awakening has something to do with it, right? Because I don't think he's awakened yet, but I think having mastery over your fruit potentially can allow him to be able to have some of those effects show up a little early. So it could be a combination of hockey stopping it from happening, while at the same time it being connected to the mastery over his ability. So with that being said, LJ, I think that's where we're going with that, because I honestly do believe that Kizaru is going to awaken next chapter or very soon. And if he's going to do that, then obviously hockey's going to have some play into it, absolutely. But about countering Gear 5, it might just be a part of Kizaru's awakening, and a combination with that in hockey. So, it's interesting stuff though, LJ, because you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But we'll have to see what happens there. But nothing but love to y'all, man. Thank you so much, LJ. I truly appreciate you. Nothing but love to everybody. And Chase White says, Coach, any tips on how to take care of Brighton this weekend? Let's just hope we don't get blown out. Because, man, I'll tell you, Brighton is playing great this season. They're looking to have a breakout one this year, and they've just been going in. We continue to lose. The only thing I can hope for is that we can somehow keep everything, down, right? They've just been so good. So hopefully we can bounce back after the Arsenal loss and actually finish a game. So we'll see what happens there with United, and hopefully we bare minimum tie. Can we tie? As long as we don't get another L. Can we get a point? ATH, can we get a point, man? Let's get a point, man. Let's get a flipping point, dude. Come on. But no, I'm optimistic, and I'm hoping for the best this weekend for United. And we just had our international break, so hopefully everybody's back, rested, and ready to go. And LJ comes with a 5. Says, last thing, don't you think Kizaru, or don't you think Sanji could use the bubble gun on Kizaru to capture him? I mean, if that thing can capture things with fruits, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that would be very interesting. It would be an interesting play on Sabaody, which was the bubble island, and trapping Kizaru instead of a bubble. I think that'd be really weird, but it would be so Oda that I'd be down for something like that, honestly. I really would. I just wonder how Sanji would be able to catch someone like Kizaru off guard. He would have to be so preoccupied with Luffy that when Sanji were to hit him with that, then they immediately get out of there. I mean, it can most certainly happen. Yeah, it's just a few circumstances would have to go their way in order for Sanji to catch him off guard, to be able to do something like that. Considering that he knows Vegapunk and his items and stuff, right? Like, we just have to see. But that is a really interesting idea. Regardless, y'all have a good one. Take care. I apologize for my nose. It is killing me. The allergies are going crazy. But nothing but love to y'all. I will see y'all next time for some more One Piece greatness, as well as all the other stuff we're going to be covering throughout the weekend. But all love to y'all. Hopefully we'll be able to do the afterthoughts this week. There's a lot to talk about. But I will see y'all. Have a good one. Take care. And thank y'all so much for being here for this 3-hour stream. I didn't even notice that it went